Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me in my little corner of the internet. So, of course, I got a little haul to share with you guys, but I think my blind buy good luck streak that I've been having recently, yeah, I think I wore that out because this is a fail. This is like a fail haul for me. Want. And now, I don't want to talk too much shit about the perfumes that I picked up. Again, they were all blind buys, 2 of which I've already opened and smelled, which is why I know that they were a fail. But I thought I'd share my thoughts with you guys, and I'll probably do like a little second video just to share my the third set that I picked up. So the first one that I picked up is Eshal Vanilla, and this was all in the same purchase, by the way. You guys know I frequent these discounters like it is nobody's business. I honestly, I definitely spend a little too much time in the stores, but I like a little bit of a hunt. What can I say? So I picked up this Eshal Vanilla from Paris Corner. I know that Paris Corner is a very popular Middle Eastern brand. They make a lot of, and I don't want to say like dupes or clones, but they're definitely inspired by a lot of popular mainstream fragrances. I've seen on other perfume forums, a lot of people were talking about Eshal Vanilla, and I think a new one that came out, which was Eshal Musk. It's not easy for me to always pick up Middle Eastern fragrances, especially because they, it's a blind buy. But I saw that they had this at Marshall's, and I got it for $16. The original price, I'm going to assume that it was $29.99. Unless, if I can peel this off. Yeah, $29.99. And it came unboxed, opened like this, without the cellophane. It's a beautiful presentation, a beautiful packaging. Don't mind the little spray here. I sprayed it, and then I think I got some makeup on it by accident. So Eshal Vanilla is a very, very spicy vanilla. I like how it lists here inside the packaging the notes. So it has top notes of sugar, heart notes of jasmine and rose, and base notes of vanilla, caramel, and musk. Now, all of those notes sound absolutely lovely to me. I don't mind a sugar note. I love jasmine and rose. I like vanilla, caramel, musk. It all sounds very good. Here inside the packaging, they also have a little inscription. Opens up with a delicate touch of sugar. The scent unfolds, a harmonious blend of jasmine and rose. Blase blah, yada yada. But I will give it to them. I think the presentation and the packaging is lovely. Nice, hefty box. It comes well tucked into the impression here. And I love a little freebie. It comes with a nice little scarf. So, I was very excited. It's a very cute little scarf with a vanilla blossom flower on it. Very, very cute. So when I say I was very eager and very excited to try this fragrance, again, the bottle is very, very pretty. It looks, I hate to say that word, exotic. I hate to say it, but it has a very unique style. It almost looks like an ancient column to me. It almost looks like an ancient column, and it's a very hefty glass bottle and a nice cap. So I can't tell you my displeasure I had with smelling this. I did not at all enjoy this scent. I don't know what went wrong. I'm going to spray it again. Mind you, this is a very strong scent. Actually, hold on, let me get some paper. All right, y'all, got my little tissue paper. A shout out to Arlene with a Y. Now I've been using little toilet papers as my testers just when I'm at home. But anyway, so let me give this a spritz because, guys, this is a strong scent. It is a very, very strong, almost boozy vanilla scent. So I can't tell you if what I'm smelling is the initial top notes, top notes of sugar, and then the heart notes of jasmine and rose and vanilla. So with a very simple note breakdown like that, the scent itself smells complex, but also very messy. It's a very strong, I want to say almost like chemical mess. In my head, when I smell this, I think of a vanilla extract because of how strong it is. Like, it smells like a very concentrate, sugary, boozy vanilla extract, like a vanilla tincture. And it's almost unpleasant. I don't even want to say almost unpleasant. It's very unpleasant to me. Now, I know they say that a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances need time to sit. Girl, I don't know how long this particular perfume has been sitting, has had time to sit at the stores, because anytime, I told you guys, I frequent Marshalls and TJ Maxx quite often. So I have seen this package sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting week after week after week after week. I think it's been there for a few months at least. So I'm not sure how much more time a fragrance needs to sit in order for it to be complete. But I get hit with like a blast of alcohol that really reminds me of a sugar-based alcohol. It is, again, I can't stress it how strong this perfume it is. It is very strong. This has incredible sillage. This fills up a room. I have sprayed that little tissue paper, and girl, that's like aromatherapy at this point. It fills up the room. I sprayed it, I actually gave it a test wear, and my husband thought I smelled like cookies and cream. So take that with, maybe to the unsuspecting nose, it can smell like cookies and cream. However, to me, I smell like a vanilla booze, and I don't think I really like that. And I'm picking up something in the base that's incredibly unpleasant. I don't want to think that it's the combination of vanilla musk, the vanilla and the musk, but I think it's just not my particular style or preference of vanilla. Now, on skin, it does warm up better. It is a very linear scent, so the way it opens up is the way that it smells for the entire length and journey of the fragrance. So, you could be walking around smelling like a boozy cookies and cream, a very boozy vanilla. I think it's definitely like a fall and winter scent. It's currently warm, it's springtime during the time that I'm filming this, so it's warm out, and the scent is just too much in warm weather. And there's just this it's just an odd fragrance to me. I feel like this is one of those scents, like, you keep smelling it though. It's like, it's an unpleasant scent, but I can't stop smelling it. And I want to say that there's a woody quality to it that sort of reminds me, it's a very spicy woody quality. I should say that too. On top of it being very sweet, it is also heavily spiced. But there's like a slight spicy woody quality that almost reminds me of like wood furniture or a closet, but make it a little musty. It's certainly unique. Actually, that's what I think it reminds me of. Imagine if you had like those sugary alcohol, a very sugary alcoholic vanilla extract that's been sitting in a wood barrel in like a basement for a very long time. Like it's had time to, like, that's straight liquor. It had time to really set. And now when you open it, you get the fumes of that alcoholic vanilla inside of a wooden barrel. Again, please keep in mind that my thoughts are just truly that, my thoughts. It's an opinion. I hope to not offend anybody by sharing my thoughts. It is a very obnoxious fragrance. Now that truly doesn't bother me. I like an obnoxious, for you know me, I love an obnoxious floral. I don't mind certain fragrances like that. But this one is, for goodness sakes, I love Angel. Like, hello. I love Angel, which is like one of the most obnoxious scents out there. And you know what? I can understand the same way that somebody would have a viscerally negative reaction to Angel is the same way that I'm having a viscerally negative reaction to Eshal Vanilla. It just shows how our noses are so different like that. Now, despite my negative experience with trying out and wearing Eshal Vanilla, I will say that I think a certain person could pull this off. I don't think it's for me. And to be honest, it sucks that I don't think I can return this. I'll give it the whole, maceration thing a try again. I think I'm being burnt out by some Middle Eastern fragrances, but clearly I'm just not trying the right ones. So that's on me. I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll let it sit and see how it wears by winter time. Like, again, it's not bad. And I think on the skin, it wears a little better. On paper, you really get a lot of that unpleasant chemical quality or notes that it has. But, and I hate to say it, it is it's a beautiful bottle. It's a very pretty bottle, but beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging, but not a beautiful scent to me. Now, the next one I purchased, this one actually made me go WTF in the worst way possible. Like, when I smelled this, I was taken aback, agog, flabbergasted. I had I really thought, like, what the hell am I smelling? So this is WeWoreWhat, number 1. So I'm guessing this is their first ever fragrance. What honestly intrigued me was the packaging. I actually think this was pretty cool. Very minimalistic packaging. I purchased this at Marshall's for $16 as well. And this was another one that I was seeing sitting at the stores in the shelves for months. And slowly but surely the prices just kept creeping down and down and down. And then I thought, you know what the hell? Let me take a chance. Let me try it out. It can't be that bad. Girl, now I understand why this was so heavily discounted. Oh my gosh. So this is the package. And when I say this is lovely, I actually really, really like this bottle. It's very creative. It's really unique. It looks like a piece of granite or like stone, almost like a a fossilized rock of some sort. It reminds me of those whitewashed stone walls that you would see in like a desert spa, a desert resort. It's actually very, very chic. I think it's cool. The smell, unfortunately, the scent. Now, out of the bottle, it's not as bad. as I'm smelling it now, I pick up more of the base notes when I'm smelling it just out of the nozzle, right out the atomizer. But the opening is so incredibly unpleasant. It is downright offensive to me. And I was very, very sad to react in such a way to a fragrance like this. So they list their notes on the packaging, which I love. I love when, brands, they put the notes on the packaging. I think this is a really nice trend that's been going on. And it was the initial notes that really piqued my interest. So on the packaging, they categorize this scent as a woody gourmand. It has notes of sandalwood, patchouli, cardamom, amber, fig, cedarwood, and musk. And once again, I love all of those notes. I love sandalwood, I love patchouli, spicy cardamom, I love an ambery fragrance, fig, cedarwood, musk. Like on paper, this sounds like it would have been my ideal scent. Let me give it another spray on my handy dandy tissue paper here. Immediately in the opening, I get hit with a very sharp, pungent blast of a very salty, spicy, pickly style of sandalwood, cedarwood note. Instantly, I am reminded of Le Labo's Santal 33, which would not be a problem. I don't mind Santal 33. I think it is it's a very unique fragrance, very iconic scent. Once you smell it, you instantly recognize it. It is a very unique, iconic, interesting scent. I don't know if it's quite the style for me. It's not my preference of a woody fragrance, of an aromatic woody fragrance, but it's not bad. This one, I feel like it takes that style of fragrance, and then like when you have like a radio dial and you just turn it up too much, the bass is just blasting, it's reverberating, you can feel it reverberating all through your chest, your eardrums are practically like pumping out of your head, you probably have tinnitus, it's too much. And that opening lasts for like an hour and a half. I get no patchouli, I get no cardamom, I get no fig. It's just a very salty, very spiced, aromatic, pickly sandalwood. Santal 33 on steroids. It's just, and I think what made this scent even, like, reading up on it after I was like, what piqued my interest even more to pick it up was that I saw that the nose behind this was Jérôme Epinette. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with Jérôme Epinette's fragrances. When I find a fragrance that I love from him, I absolutely love. Like, this man has made most of the fragrances for Byredo. He's made fragrances for Clean. I think he was the nose behind Gypsy Water. He's the nose behind, like, I think all of Floral Street fragrances. So when I say, like, I have a love-hate relationship with some of his scents. I find that a lot of his scents are often reminiscent of another perfume that I've tried, yet he always finds a way to put a unique and interesting twist on it. And I think it's that unique and interesting twist that really makes him a very polarizing nose for me. But Monsieur Epinette, what the heck? What is this? I don't know if maybe this is what the brand was looking for, because I can't fathom wanting to smell like this. Again, please excuse me for like shit talking about perfume like this. Please no, take my opinion with the biggest grain of salt. In the dry down, it becomes more pleasant. In the dry down is where I get that style of sandalwood, that aromatic sandalwood that is reminiscent of Mojave Ghost, which again, they share the same nose. I'm pretty sure they share the same nose. If it is Jerome Pinette, who's done a lot of fragrances for Byredo. So, you know, I can see where he's kind of blend different styles of fragrances that he's made for other companies. Maybe it's this type of aroma chemical that is in the opening that is just so unpleasant. And too much of this is an instant migraine for me. Like, you don't need a lot. It is very strong. The same way that Santal 33 is a very strong fragrance, this is also incredible. This has some strength. This has some projection. It's also quite unisex. I feel like both men and women can wear this. This is a very cool person scent. Like, you have to be incredibly unique and quirky and outgoing to wear something like this. It takes a certain person to wear a scent like this. This is also perfect for summer season. I feel like this is the type of scent that would perform well in high heat because this is not at all a sweet fragrance. This is, like I said, very salty and very spicy. So I feel because of that, you know, because it has such a great sillage, this would cut during the summer heat. I don't know why they categorize this as a woody gourmand fragrance. I mean, I guess in the sense, if you want to consider a very savory fragrance as a gourmand, because honestly, that's what I think this fragrance would be. It's a very savory, woody, it's a woody, savory gourmand fragrance. Imagine if you went to a beautiful, luxurious spa resort in, I don't know, Arizona or something, Nevada, Colorado, somewhere in those mountainous Midwestern states. And you walk in through the resort and you get hit with like that incensey aromatherapy. It smells like that aromatic sandalwood and cedarwood. Maybe there's a little tea note, you know, floating around in the air. And you walk up to the checkout, to the, you know, the reception to check in. And instead of giving you a glass of champagne, they give you a big old plate of fried pickles. That's what this fragrance smells like to me. That's what it reminds me of. Like, the base is beautiful, but the opening notes, the opening is a mess, and it just takes far too long to get to that enjoyable base note. Now, I have no clue what the heck I'm going to do with this fragrance. I'll resign myself to holding on to it. I'll give it maybe I'll try it out over the summer when we get like a nice proper heat wave, because I do think this would wear nicely in the heat. I'm almost afraid to even resell this because I truly do not find this fragrance pleasant. So, last but not least, I have this little travel set. Now, this one I have not opened just yet. I'm thinking maybe I'll open it up with you guys and do a little first impression, first sniff. So stick around, stay tuned for that one. But, you know, 2 out of 3, that's a fail. 66% of my of my purchase today was a fail. But, you know, it happens. Shit happens. You know, you win some, you lose some, and that's just what comes with blind buying. Don't do it. Don't be like me. But, you know, I only lost like $16 for both of them. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to me in the comments below. Have you guys had any blind buy fails? Because I told you, my good luck streak was running out. It was only a matter of time before I got a fail. Like this video if you did. Subscribe if you want to. I will always appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.